going.
I know, but but you still had some stuff, residue of hair.
Residue.
Yeah, you had residue. You know what I mean? You could have done a Chernobyl thing that you were doing. But
Ew, I don't like that mustache.
Yeah, but you didn't.
If he play you, then rule number 2 is fuck his best friends and make them yes man. And hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is sabriyahnettles. Today we have some Bill Burr funniest moments. Remember when I told y'all I was watching I was doing the Theo Von reactions and I was like saying that Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle, I was saying Bill, okay, anyway, I'm not about to list all the, but I was saying Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle were like one of my top favorite comedians. So today we have some funniest moments with Bill Burr. I hope y'all enjoyed this one because right now I'm watching a lot of Theo Von and Theo Von makes me laugh real bad. Let's get into a little bit of Bill Burr's funniest moments. All right, make sure you subscribe if you are new. Don't just sit here and watch me react to stuff and not subscribe. That's weird. Don't do that.
What's the deal with airplane peanuts?
Here we go.
Let's get a lady.
This is the first person wearing a shirt, I believe.
That's our audience.
Is this the quality light?
Hey Bill, hey Theo, this is Marissa from Raleigh, North Carolina. And so Bill, I heard you say on, I believe it was Joe Rogan's podcast, that you really liked the film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and you've seen it several times. And I know Theo said that he walked out halfway through it. So I was just wondering maybe if you could talk about why you loved it so much, and Theo, why you...
Didn't they say this interview was like awkward because Theo Von, because of just how Bill Burr and Theo Von was like interacting? I do remember that. Remember like that, this being like an awkward interview. So that's why I never wanted to watch it. Not interview, but podcast. That's why I never want to watch it, because I'm not really good with awkward shit. I don't like awkward shit. When I know shit is awkward, I'm just like, ugh. But the thing is, they both are so funny. So it's like, I don't know, maybe Theo Von and Bill Burr's sense of humor were a little different. So maybe that's why it might have been a little awkward and kind of, I don't know. But I love both of them. So I was really sad to hear that. I was like, wait, what? I was like, I thought they was going to hit it. Well, no, Bill Burr, I don't know if they was going to hit it off or not. But I love Theo, so.
Walked out halfway through it. Anyway, gang.
Well, this is where Bill and I don't talk anymore after this.
No, if you didn't like it, you didn't like it. I absolutely fucking loved it.
I heard on your podcast.
I liked that movie. It was strange because I went into that movie not knowing what the fuck it was even about. Like, I just seen Brad Pitt, Leonardo, and Margaret Robbie, and I was like, yeah, I'll watch that. It seems cool. Especially Brad Pitt and Leonardo. Those are some good fucking actors. So I was like, yeah, let me watch it. I watched that movie not knowing what the fuck is going on. I'm just like, this is just like a normal fucking... I don't know what I thought. I just was like, this is kind of weird. Like, nothing's really happening. Like, it wasn't like a up. You know, in the movies, like, there's an up, then there's a down, then there's an up again. It was not that. It just felt like, I don't know. I felt like I was just watching, like, lives, like people lives, just like, that's it. But then when that end happened and that switch, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, and again, like I said, I came to that movie, I didn't know what the fuck the movie was about. So the fact that it was about somebody, well, I don't want to, if y'all haven't seen it, even though it's like, it came out a long time ago, so how would y'all not have seen it by now? But when I looked up what it was actually about, I was like, what the fuck? So it made it even more interesting to me. I like the movie. It was cool. I haven't seen it since, but...
Guess you say that you loved it.
Oh, my God. Dude, it's the best work Leo's... I mean, Brad Pitt's great. First time you watch it, I was just like, I want to be... Like, Brad Pitt's the guy I want to be.
Yeah.
And then the second time I watched it, I was like, oh, my God. I'm just like Leo's character. I have an emotional fucking mess. Well, I don't know what part you walked out in, but...
I walked out after they went to that house for the first time, after they met the old guy, and they were in the yard, and then his car had a flat tire. And at that point, I was like, I got to get out of here. I don't know what these guys are doing. You know, I felt like it was just kind of a waste of... I don't know. I couldn't get into it, and I didn't know what was going on. And it made me feel uncomfortable. I was like, I got to get out of here. Because I started to feel like everybody knows what's going on, and I don't know what's going on. You know, I guess.
Yeah, that's for you and the therapist, buddy.
Yeah.
That happens to you at the fucking movies. If you think the whole movie theater gives a shit about whether
Well, there it is.
Were you making like audible noises that you didn't? Huh? Whoa. Oh.
Oh my god.
That's the only way they would know.
Fuck, man. I didn't know I was so fucked up, man. Until you
Yeah,
came
you
in here
do.
today.
Yeah, you do.
I really didn't.
You do.
I didn't have the insider track, man.
You do.
I really didn't, though. I really didn't, man.
Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and try to talk you into that masterpiece.
You know what's crazy? I always say that I think Bill Burr is very handsome. I watched this movie with Bill Burr. It was on Netflix. It was called something Dads. Old Dads, I think. I love Bill Burr. Like, that's just one thing I need to tell y'all right now. I love him. I think he's very handsome. I can see his appeal. And he's married to a black woman. And I love her too. She's funny. Them two together, because I listen to like their when like clips of them like on the podcast. Them two together, it's just, that's where you're like, yeah, that's two people that is supposed to be together. Like, their sense of humor is together are just so perfect. And I'm just like, yeah, I can see that. And he's handsome, so I can see that. He's very handsome. So yeah, he's one of my comedian crushes. Bill Burr is one of my comedian crushes.
It's one of my. It might be my favorite thing.
That's
he's
what you
done.
said. That's unbelievable.
Colin calls you Billy.
He's another one of my comedian crushes. Chris DiStefano. Chris DiStefano is so fucking. You know, two of my comedian crushes right there, and they both look so different, but I find them both hot in their own ways.
Fucking Bill.
I'm
you know
just
what I mean?
immediately noticing.
And what
I don't
happened to
know
this
about the chain.
show? What happened to this show? They used to have I used to watch this. It was the History Hyenas or something like that. It wasn't a show. It was a podcast. I used to watch that, and then they stopped doing it together. And then Chris DiStefano went off and did a podcast with Sal Volcano, another one of my comedian crushes. And he also did a show. He did another show with somebody else, or I think it was just by itself. A podcast by itself. But I used to actually enjoy watching that podcast with I think his name is Giannis and Chris DiStefano. But I think I don't know, I recall maybe watching this, because why would I not? I was watching the podcast at the time, so if I would have seen Bill Burr, I would have clicked on it super duper quick.
Billy. But I fucking Bill.
I'm
you know
just
what I mean?
immediately noticing. I don't know about the chain. If it's thick enough to be that level of confidence.
Yeah, but
that's more of a necklace.
when the chain's out.
Yeah, he has on a fat chick ankle bracelet around his fucking neck.
No, I say guy when the chain's out.
Yeah, when the chain's out. Yeah, but he does make a good point. It's not really a chain. It's more of an ankle bracelet on a big girl.
Well, yeah, my kid's mom was like, why are you wearing women's jewelry?
Yeah.
I was like, shut up.
Well, here's the thing. His mom bought him for that, and he, for high school. And then he found it in his room, and he put it back on. I'm saying his face, it's too much Guido when it comes out.
No, you know what it is? You've aged past that chain where it becomes a necklace. If you're like 18, I get it. This is his first one. A relative bought it for him.
Yeah.
One time, I was in Rome, right? One day with my wife, and we went to the Vatican to go take the tour of the Sistine Chapel.
Yeah.
So there's a way to, I don't know, we went through the whole fucking thing, and we're just sitting there, we come in and we're looking at it, whatever, and we're standing in line. It took for fucking ever. So I say to my wife, I was going, you know, if I lived here, I'd open a bar across the street called the 17 Chapel. She goes, what? I go, the 17 Chapel. She goes, what? I don't know. 16 Chapel? 17 Chapel.
I'm sorry for pausing so much, but I just know so much tea about like comedians and their fucking drama and shit like that. I do know that, I don't know if Burr and Bill Burr are friends anymore. I know they had a podcast together and then they stopped doing it for whatever reason. I don't fucking know. But I know that they were friends and they're like not friends no more. Or they're like just not doing the podcast together and they just don't talk to each other anymore. It's so crazy. I just know so much about like comedian tea because I'm like always watching like podcasts and just like I'm always into like funny shit. So I'm always like listening to shit. But
it's like
I don't know
on
if
the
this is from
19th
their
hole.
show.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
why do I keep
Barthing,
calling it a show?
she looked at me
Oh my
like,
God.
oh my God, I'm breeding with this.
Oh
and she
my
goes,
God.
Bill, it's just Sistine
But I don't like Bert Crusher. I think he's annoying.
And then all I could say, all I could say was this. I just go, No, it isn't. and then it was funny. Then I walked in, and
Like,
I
it's
looked up, and I
not
didn't
that
like it.
funny. Like,
It's not
even if it
that
was
big. It's like the size of the side of this fucking thing. He milked it. It should have taken way less time. I'm telling you, they were paying him by the fucking hour.
And I'm gonna park on this.
And Burr Crusher has a show. Not a show. What's up? I mean, this fucking word show. Burr Crusher has this movie with it's this guy that used to do YouTube videos. I forget his name. It's a white guy. Of course, it has to be. He has this movie about how something happened to him when he was younger and blah 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 blah. But I wanted to watch the movie for that guy, the guy that's playing younger him. But then I'm just like, the whole other half of the movie is him, and I don't want to fucking watch him. I just wanted to watch it for him, the other guy, because I really just don't like him. He's just annoying to me.
No, I have a lot of those.
And gross. He's like annoying
I have
and
a lot.
gross.
Oh Jesus! Don't die on us, man.
No, I can imagine. You're the room before it. You're like 15 and 16.
I thought it was the 16 Chapel.
No, I'm bald.
No,
I'm
but
going bald.
I know, but but you still had some stuff, residue of hair.
Residue.
Yeah, you had residue. You know what I mean? You could have done a Chernobyl thing that you were doing. But
Ew, I don't like that
Yeah,
mustache.
but you didn't. You just had to shave it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Are we going right now?
No, we don't.
Feel like a
There's
fucking
no
cop.
rules. But I'm just asking a question.
Okay.
Right.
I'm gonna answer.
I understand that, but why are you? Your head looks like
He looks
Darth
good with a
Vader when he
bald
took his
head.
fucking helmet off. Remember that when he was just all fucked up?
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
I love
Is that
Bobby
the-
too. He's
I
not my
think it's funny.
crush,
You're
but I
Bill
just
Burr,
love him.
but-
I think he's funny.
I'm trying to answer your question.
Yeah, go ahead. I
The
just.
process of you coming out of the gate shitting on me.
Yeah.
You know, when you start to lose your hair, you got 3 options.
Yeah.
You can,
Yeah.
and there's subsets to all of them.
All right.
Okay, you can do the Rogaine, the hair plugs, a
Right.
system, of fucking all of that. Propecia, of fucking, they glue some shit on your head.
Right.
They take some of your pube hair and you get an afro.
Yeah.
Or you can just sort of let it happen.
Which you were doing, which I was like, that's
That's
the
what my
dope way to
stepdad
do
used to
it.
do.
Oh,
He
I'm glad-
keeps
I'm
trying
glad
to
I had
save
your
his hair, and
approval.
it's like,
Or
it's done.
you can just say,
What are you saying?
just sort of let it happen.
Which you were doing, which I was like, that's the dope way to do it.
Oh, I'm glad I had your approval. Or you can just say fuck it
Yeah.
and do what I did. So I just said fuck it.
Okay.
But what if
And I do.
What
Like,
do you-
I love how you came at me aggressive, and now you're going. You got your little panda hands up.
I love how you attacked my little panda hand.
That's
Let
what
me-
you look like. You look like a little panda.
I
A
know.
little
I was
bit,
just
like a little
because when you
dumpling. That's
took
what I
your
said.
shot-
Somebody was like, I said that Bobby looked like a little dumpling. Like he like a cute little dumpling. Someone was like, that gotta be racist. I was like, no, it's not. It's a compliment. I think he's really cute, like adorable cute. Like not like, fine, but it's like adorable. Fuck, I'm all turned around. Like what side is it on?
Like a little adolescent bear.
I was 19. I was freshman, sophomore, so I was acting like an idiot.
Now he put
Also
the
doing
chain
a
in
couple
his shirt.
cycles of Winstrol.
Yeah,
at
I was
that
on
time.
Winstrol at the time.
Yeah, he did a couple cycles.
It's what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So
Low steroids.
So
Thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't
yeah,
know what that was.
Yeah. So-
Steroids for basketball?
Yeah.
Well, it's just you could move. I mean, I could just I could like tomahawk dunk. I was just like being an athlete. Basketball was such a huge part of my life.
And Chris Stumner, he's just so big. Like he looks great. Like he can just bear hug you. He just looks amazing.
My friends, when I do comedy, if they do something with comedy, my friends from home.
Wait,
they
you
came-
couldn't dunk and then you took roids and then you could?
No, I always could. Well, I couldn't always. I started being able to dunk when I was like 16. I did Winstrol once for like 6 weeks, so it was a small part of it.
You did a cycle.
I did a cycle. Just one cycle.
Yeah.
Happens. And to be honest with you, when I did that cycle, I was my junior year in college. It was my worst year because I was dealing with a lot of anxiety and all bullshit from
Did your balls
side
shriveling up?
yeah, all that.
You could go between the legs a little easier that year.
Yeah, my balls
With the
were shriveled.
anxiety.
But it was just the way to communicate.
I
in my
love that
neighborhood.
you felt at Division III. I got to get on roids. I need a competitive edge here.
Yeah.
We got to beat LaSalle Academy next week.
Yeah.
You know what fascinates me is like basically the first 16 or 17 years of my life. when I never. I mean, I took a couple sips of my, stole a beer there from my dad, but I never really went out and tried to get drunk until I was like 16 or 17. But I went for like a decade and a half, like I was straight edge. You know what I mean? And but the thing was,
you told kids you were straight edge. You're like, I don't drink. I'm good.
No, just started being a kid. It's not like your first 10 years of your life. You're like, fuck, playground, man. I need a drink. I mean, it's just not where your world is at. And the thing was, it's Pandora's box. Then once you catch a buzz, then it's just like, oh man, this is this other kind of living. And it's I didn't understand that. I was kind of using that as like a I'm not saying I'm never gonna fucking drink again, but I had to like, I kind of just had to like step back and just be like,
ease up. Because I'm not a drinker. I don't like drinking. I don't like the taste of alcohol. I don't like how it smells on people's breaths. I don't like it at all. Yesterday was Courtney's birthday, and y'all might not know who that is. That's my best friend and my roommate. And so yesterday was her birthday, and so she had a drinky poo, and she asked me if I wanted to sip it. It was like some type of like frosty like drink, and it looked like it was good, like a frosty. So I was like, yeah, I'll take a little sip. I tasted nothing but alcohol. It fucking sucked. It tastes disgusting. I'm like, how do people fucking drink this shit? It tastes terrible. And I know people be like, well, we don't drink it for the taste. We're drinking it to get fucked up. And it's like, bitch, if I don't like how anything tastes, I'm not consuming it. And so, therefore, I don't like how alcohol tastes, so I don't drink it.
The reality is I got a kid, so I just didn't want to be that. I'm like...
Yeah, you don't want to be drunk when your kid's around.
My fucking Lou Grant with a bottle of whiskey in the... Remember that in Mary Tyler Moore's show? She'd have a rough day and she'd come in and...
I don't remember the whole show.
I can explain it to you.
Yeah.
I can explain it to you. This fucking guy just... I don't know what that is. All right.
Oh, that was the awkward part. That was the awkward part that people kept talking about. Well, that was one of the awkward parts. This wasn't funny. Why'd they put that in? That's not a funny moment. That was awkward.
I don't know. And the second I started to explain, like, I don't know the whole show. All right, I get it.
I believe
that's that comic ADD. Like, I don't want to fucking... I'm not into it. I don't want to hear it. I got it. Your show. Go ahead. Continue.
I remember... all right, let's talk about old shows then.
We don't have to. It was so funny how you bailed twice on that.
Patty Duke. What about that?
You made me feel like an asshole. Like that was the 15th time I fucking brought it up. Sorry. No Mary Tyler Moore. One of the great ensemble fucking cast of all time.
I do know she just died recently.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to bring up a more positive story about the show, but yeah, it's the second time. I bring up fucking George Michael. What was it, an AIDS event? Some sort of gay thing?
Oh, I didn't say gay, bro.
But why did you say AIDS?
Because he had AIDS, man.
No, he didn't.
Did he? Jesus Christ.
No, he didn't.
Dude. Well, people have been saying he did.
I think you are confusing it with gay.
No, I'm not. I didn't know he was gay. I knew that apparently he got AIDS in a park. That's what I heard. And
he blew a guy in a porta potty and got busted for lewd activity.
Oh.
And then, he had a little fucking, he liked getting a little buzz at the end of the fucking day, and maybe it got away from him. I think that's what happened. But, like, what I would like to focus on was how amazing his voice was and how talented he was, and I performed and stood in the same spot that this guy did.
Yeah.
That's what the point was, not what he died of.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
And I wish it was.
What happened in your life? Who'd you lose early on? You're really into death.
Well, no. I mean, I remember listening.
You don't want to get to know Mary Tyler Moore because you're afraid she's going to leave you too?
I remember listening to George Michael on the school bus when I would go to school. And I felt like, and I would always sit by myself.
Did you feel like you were going to catch AIDS by doing that? Some sort of airborne HIV through the fucking radio? I mean, bro, I was holding it up to my ear,
I could feel my ass.
In a roofless school bus. Right. Sort of the windborne radio AIDS was going to get me.
Oh my God. That ended so abruptly. That actually scared me. They said Bill makes Theo more nervous than I have ever seen him. Yeah. Theo looked like he wanted to crawl into a hole as that question was being read out. Jesus Christ, Bill makes people so nervous. Bill does make people nervous for some reason. I don't know. Maybe because he has that ball busting attitude about him. He'll bust your balls. I guess. I don't know. They said those Theo clips were rough. Bill was just dominating. Theo seemed like he was trying to keep up. Yeah, that's all I said. Those weren't funny. Those were kind of like awkward. Because like Theo was like nervous and just trying to like, you know. Okay, anyway, that's it with this video, y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see some more me reacting to comedians, please let me know at the bottom. If you want to see a part 2, there's a part 2 with Bill Burr. If y'all want to watch that with me, let me know at the bottom as well. Make sure you watch my Theo Von reactions. Those are very funny. And subscribe before you go. Don't just leave here and not subscribe to me, honey. That's about it. That's about it, y'all. I will talk to you guys later.
And she watch anime. She got the whole package. When I'm with her, we be making magic. While I'm going berserk in the guts, I'm fighting demons night to night. I'm feeling like us. These niggas before, not really about it. These niggas a bust. Getting the money is never an option. This shit is a must.